Robyn and I, we've worked together as a writing, directing, producing partnership for 20 years.
Oh, is she the conjoined twins, Doctor? Not you too.
We've made a bunch of shows like Upper Middle Bogan and The Librarians.
What was...
Taylor, Nina, Jordan and Brooke. Wayne and I were working on a new series together, and we were planning to maybe head off in March to LA to try and sell it, and then the pandemic hit. And then maybe that's something to do with all the people around us, costume designers, makeup artists, writers, producers. Nobody had a job.
And that is how the little ogre came to live on a swamp with a beautiful princess.
I was playing the role of Princess Fiona in Shrek the Musical, both in Sydney and then here in Melbourne. And we didn't actually realise at the time that Sunday, the 15th of March, ended up being our last show, because then the next day we were told that all the theatres had been closed. Those first few days, everything was so different and uncertain. I was having trouble sleeping. I just had this idea that I was smashing out that was just a rom-com set completely in isolation and filmed completely in isolation. I started to think, we could do this. Like, I think this could happen. I love rom-coms. It's my favourite genre. And I'd been wanting to work with Robyn, Butler and Wayne Hope for a really long time.
Can't believe you would do that. Bring our family back together? I know. What a monster.
We'd worked together back in, I think, 2014.
Yes, that's why she's here.
I think Lucy, she does look up to them professionally and personally, and I think she aspires to live the sort of life that they lead. They're their own rom-com.
Karen's one of those people that that everyone goes, oh, you should be an actress.
Wayne and I met in 1998 on the set of a show that I co-wrote called Small Tales and True.
Like at school, she had the lead in the what was
Pirates
it?
of Penzance.
I remember thinking, wow, that Wayne Hope's a good actor. He's really good. Don't tell him. He won't see this bit, will he? That's, yeah.
I knew you would. I told you you would.
I got a job acting alongside her, playing her husband. And our relationship was supposed to be in trouble.
At the time, we thought it'd be good for Karen's depression, but...
But I was thinking, she's lovely, completely lovely.
That's true. I did get really depressed after the show.
Falling in love snuck up on me. I wasn't planning to do that. But we were just kind of kindred spirits, and I couldn't help it.
Rom-com set in isolation, filmed.
I think it was about week 4 of lockdown, and our friend Lucy Durack rang Robyn with the idea to do an isolation romantic comedy.
Robyn was like, I think we need to do this quickly.
I was terrified that suddenly we'd make it and the world would be free and no one would want to watch a stupid show about being locked down anymore. So that pressure was real.
3 days later, she emerges, still in her pyjamas, hasn't showered, pretty rank, to be honest, and she's got a bunch of scripts in her hand and she's written the whole 6-parter. And, you know, then I have to work out a way to make it. So I set about researching YouTubers and how they film themselves.
Yep. If the audio is high quality.
Stating the obvious.
So Love in Lockdown is about 2 unlikely people, Ned and Georgie, who are very different, who meet over online ukulele lessons and ultimately fall in love.
Hello, I'm Georgie.
Oh, hi, Georgie.
Lucy said to me, what about Eddie Perfect for this role?
Sorry about you.
And he said, yeah, great.
Here's the 88 Plus microphone itself. It does come with a nice...
I made up these little kits which consist of a tripod with an arm on it. They look like little robots with a light, and then you screw your phone in sideways and then plug a little microphone into the top. Testing 1, 2. I sent one to Lucy in Melbourne and sent another kit to Eddie in Sydney with an instruction manual. Okay, here's how to film yourself.
This is the rig that Wayne had researched that you...
Lucy would use her iPhone and film all of her scenes alone in the office in our house. And then Eddie was doing the same thing. He was filming his scenes on his iPhone in his bedroom.
Scene 4, take 3.
Lesson 1. Scene 4. Take 3. Action.
And then Wayne would then pick through all of the takes.
And this is grabbing lunch and this is tab.
They'd have earphones in, talking to each other on another phone, Sydney, Melbourne.
5, 4, 3, 2.
They'd have to clap at the same time so we can sync the sounds.
Loneliness. Jesus, isn't that what makes us human?
And then we had this great day where Eddie and I were like right in the pocket of it and we were feeling really good, and we recorded the last 3 episodes and we were feeling so proud of ourselves. And then the next day I woke up and Wayne was like, oh, the sound from your all 3 of your episodes didn't work. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm the worst.
Lucy's home life is chaotic. She has got the 4-year-old, the 8-month-old, and a husband. He's a dancer choreographer, and he's had to move his lessons at home. And she somehow managed to make it work.
Hello?
Ah, hi.
So Love in Lockdown, it does have a happy ending because I think all rom-coms should.
Yeah, why are you outside at my house?
In the final episode, Eddie's character comes to visit Lucy's character unannounced.
Hi.
Hello?
Eddie's wife, Lucy Cochrane, she recorded Eddie and then Wayne recorded me.
The phone holder, it's hiding your letterbox because there's 2 letterboxes.
Yes. But it was really fun, and I kept saying to Robyn and Wayne, please come inside, it was really cold. And they're like, no, we're staying outside, we're staying within the rules. I just want to get a little bit of you guys. Hi. Brilliant, and there's my husband.
It was pretty awesome because the background in Eddie's shot is him in Sydney, but Wayne edited together so that it looked like, you know, Eddie was there at Lucy's front door in Melbourne.
What do I do?
Yeah, see, I have to disagree.
About what?
That is definitely a love song.
I think doing this made us feel quite in love with each other. And it wasn't just the story. Wayne and I felt like we were in our 20s again. It felt as liberating as just being a couple of kids that went, let's just make something.
I can't even make my own show work. The whole series From Go to Woe was written, recorded and edited in 17 days. And then we released it online.
I'll be honest, I'm a little bit nervous.
Within an hour, people are feeding back to you, going, oh my God, I love this, it's so nice. What's your favourite bit of directing?
I would love the opportunity to see what happens to these characters. But I think because we're not in lockdown anymore, it would end up being something quite different, which could definitely work. I definitely think there's possibility for it.
Never. I would never do it again. No, of course I would do it again. But everyone's going, series 2 going, that would mean another pandemic. Of course I'm not going to say there's a series 2. That would be terrible. No. One pandemic, one romantic comedy.